Welcome back inside the Chamber of Truth with your co-host Leek and Josh. We're back in town, live, fresh off of the plane. Just got back from Las Vegas. We was at the T-Mobile Arena for the PBC show, headlined by David Benavidez and David Morrell.
Successful event.
Yeah,
very
successful great event, great card. Had some great fights on it. We were there for the entirety of the main card. I personally myself missed the first fight because I was out and about doing what the madman do, you know what I'm saying, getting right. But Josh did get to see that one, which was where Jesus Ramos got the stoppage over Jason Rosario. Won't go into too much detail on that because, again, I didn't see that fight. Seems like it was pretty one-side dominated based on what I heard from the roars of the crowd.
Absolutely.
Jesus Ramos got through that pretty easily. So we're going to pick up this event starting off with, first of all, just capturing the vibe of Las Vegas. This is my first time being at Fight Night in Vegas.
At the T-Mobile Arena,
First time in the T-Mobile.
I ain't gonna lie, the T-Mobile Arena was kind of clean. I have to give it to it. I like that. It was lit. It was lit.
Yeah, it was rocking. We had some decent seats. We had a great view of every fight. It was lit.
I had Los Amigos next to us. We were rocking.
We had all the Mexican homies next to us speaking Spanish and cheering on every fight. So it was lit. We was vibing out with them. It was women in the building. It was vibey, man. It's Vegas. You know, Vegas, you got to be prepared when you go to Las Vegas for Las Vegas activities. So if you can't tell, my voice is a little bit shot. You know, I'm a little tired and whatnot, but we still back lit, man. It was a fun event. We're going to continue to try to make it out to as many as we can this year. But with that being said, let's get into the fight. Angel Fierro versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz. This was a good fight, bro.
Brad, when I tell you from the first ding of the bell, first of all, let me just give you, everybody knows, if you don't know who Isaac Cruz is a come forward. I call him a technical brawler style type of fighter because he does have some skills, but he's not a boxer. But to me, obviously, he's a brawler. I just think he has very good technique for a brawler. But anyway, man, from the first ring of the bell, him and Angel Fierro, who is also a world ranked contender, just came out and started swinging bombs, literally. And from literally round 1 to round 10, there was no stopping the action. That, to me, was fight of the night, 100%.
From round 1, they was dropping bombs and haymakers, which don't make sense as to how I lost my damn parlay because I bet on Pitbull for the knockout. And all of them haymakers they was throwing, the stoppage never came.
It looked like Isaac Cruz was going to get the knockout. It looked like he was going to overwhelm Angel Fierro, who had never been on this big of a stage before. But credit to Angel Fierro, who came back himself. Honestly, man, he took a lot of shots, and he was giving Cruz back some shots himself. He even hurt Cruz a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a very debatable fight. That's one I want to watch back on camera. Like, watching it in person, it was hard to call. Like, we knew it was a close fight. Josh, alive, he was like, man, I think I'll give it to Fierro. I just figured, if it's a close fight, PBC's going to edge it to Cruz. You know what I'm saying?
And I understand that. Isaac Cruz is going to make a lot more money.
So I want to watch it back on camera, though, to really give it a breakdown and see. But it was high packed, high action. The crowd loved this one. They was getting chants all throughout. You know what I'm saying? It was live. I even saw Pitbull use his jab a few times in this fight, which was surprising to me.
Pitbull was throwing bombs. It was like even Angel Fierro was like surprised the first round. It was like ding bam. It's like ooh. You know what I mean? Hey, but like I said, credit to Angel Fierro, man. He got right back on the gun, man, and you know what I mean? He held his own. I got to give him credit for that.
And for Pitbull Cruz, he's now back on the winning side of things, 27-3, 18 knockouts. So he's going to put himself right back in the mix to continue getting big fights. He was on a little bit of a down by when he lost his title to Rayo in his last fight. So now he's back on the winning side of things. Immediately got called out by Keyshawn Davis following the fight. Respectfully, though, he just said that he's a dog and I'm a dog, and I would like to get in the ring with him. I'm not mad at that,
I have to say this. First and foremost, I don't think that fight is possible because, it is possible, but I don't think it's going to happen because of the politics of the sport, unfortunately, Top Rank and PBC. But in my opinion, if that were to happen, if you think about it, Pitbull's natural weight class is 135, and he'll be a lot stronger. But at the same time, Pitbull's body is probably used to being at 140 now.
Yeah, by this point. But I think Keyshawn's probably ready to go up to 40 sooner than later. He did say he said after I get my first title, which assumingly he's going to try to get that in a couple weeks from now in his fight with Bernchick. But he could be going up to 140. I think, he's not going to stay at 135 long enough to where he has to line up with Shakur because that's his partner. They're not going to do that. So he may try to get one unification fight if he can. If not, he's probably going to go up anyway. So it could happen somewhere down the line. Now, I think it'll be a good fight. They'll definitely be action-packed. Both of them are come-forward fighters. Both of them pack some power. Both of them throw a lot of wide shots, combinations. They go for the knockout,
Absolutely. And like I said, that would be an excellent fight. But at the same time, with Isaac Cruz being at 140, I personally think he's going to be lined up with the winner of Rayo Valenzuela versus
Gary Antoine
Russell.
I mean, that would be dope. I mean, I know he wants his get back at Rayo,
It don't matter. He want that title back. With all due respect, like I said, say Gary Antoine upsets Rayo, wins the title. If you offer Pitbull, do you want the title fight?
Yeah, of course. He's going to go try to get that belt back, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's more
and
important.
I personally think that's what's in play next. And the thing is that just keeps the ball rolling on bigger fights for Cruz. You know what I mean? You got to realize they're going to try to maximize I felt like this was his one fight off. You know what I mean? Get back in the winning column. Rest will give you about 6 to 7 months to prepare. Rest your body, train, do whatever. Come back ready. We're going to get you in a good fight. You know what I mean? Or something big.
Yeah. I mean,
you got to maximize his fan base, man. Really.
There's a lot going on at 140 though too. I mean, on the Tank card, I think we got another 140 title fight.
Remember, he was also in talks to fight Ryan Garcia. But remember, he wanted to focus on Angel Fierro, which honestly, that was a great decision because this was a very close ass fight.
Yeah,
from what a lot of people are saying, this was a very close fight.
That's what I'm saying. I want to watch it back because I know a lot of people online were saying that they had Fierro edging it out.
But yeah, Turkey was trying to make the Ryan Garcia fight, and they said we'll look at it after the fight with Angel Fierro, and that's when they went forward with.
Well, Rolly. Yeah. But that is what it is. I mean, there's other big fights for Cruz out there, so
absolutely.
I'm sure the Ryan one may not have been one he was eager to take right now. So he just, he had to get a win under his belt and see what's next for him. But good for him. He back at it. Angel Fierro, though, definitely still had a good showing. So I'm sure we'll see him back in the ring soon, staying around the world-class level because he showed that he can compete at that level. A lot of people had him winning the fight. I don't know. I want to watch it back to really give a good judgment on it because in the building, it was just a lot of energy.
You're right. And we're also looking at from one angle. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, we can't see completely everything, all the punches being landed compared to being watched on TV or being right in front of right in front of the actual action like the judges are.
Yeah.
So just a different vantage point.
But a great fight nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Next fight after that was the rematch. Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton for the... Which title was that? WBC World Featherweight title that is now held by Stephen Fulton. Again, has found his way to the mountaintop to be a champion once again.
Absolutely.
A comeback. He had his last fight was a very, very tough win against Carlos Castro. He took a lot of punishment in that fight. His fight before that obviously was a devastating stoppage. He lost to Naoya Inoue in Japan. So for him to bounce back is kind of what the storyline was around this fight, was can he do that with Brandon Figueroa being the favorite coming in, and he was able to pull it off. So what you see in this one?
Honestly, man, Stephen Fulton First of all, foremost, congratulations to Stephen Fulton. This is a hell of a win. Puts him right back in the mix, for being one of the best fighters in the world, as I always thought he was. He just faced a very, very... People don't realize he faced the number one pound-for-pound fighter, in my opinion. I think he may take over Terrence Crawford right now with what he's doing, man.
Usyk.
This is all debatable. This is all very debatable. But in my opinion, he just fought one of the literally top 3 pound for pound fighters in the world. He had a loss, tried his best. Okay, came back to the drawing board and look at this, man. He comes back and wins a world championship. He completely outboxed Stephen Fulton. And I might add you,
outboxed Figueroa.
I'm sorry, outboxed Figueroa, Brandon Figueroa,
and he came out in the jean shorts and the Timbs
too.
For the first day of Black History Month. Stephen Fulton pulled up in the goddamn jean shorts with the Timbs on. It came out, outboxed that nigga. It came out as the underdog and took over and got that championship. That's how you start off Black History Month, nigga. What is niggas talking about?
And won the belt. And this and a unanimous decision.
Oh, some East Coast shit, nigga. From Philly.
And might I add you, he was the underdog in this fight. Am I not?
Yes, he was the underdog.
He was the underdog, and then like I said, he helped me win a big parlay. So I appreciate you.
They talked
Stephen
about
Fulton.
how he was the smaller man.
I appreciate you.
How he was the smaller man and coming up to 126.
Look at his last
Figueroa
performance.
was gonna fill out the weight much better, and Fulton was trying to figure out if he really belonged at the weight class. And here he come out there, and that's how he debuted and start off Black History
Malik,
Month.
like I said, what is the core of boxing? Man must fight man. You can make all kind of business plans, decisions, many other plans in the heart of man.
Hey, if he would have lost wearing that, he was gonna get roasted online for
Absolutely.
eternity.
Absolutely.
He better had one. But nah, shout out to Cool Boy.
Yeah,
Fulton,
but
man.
so what's next for Stephen Fulton, do you think, man?
So I mean, I think we was talking about this just now off air. He probably has two lanes he could go. Obviously, Shushu Carrington is calling him out right now, saying that he thinks he's the better fighter and he'll get the best of him. I think it'll be a great fight. I'd love to see it. I don't know if Shushu can just walk in and get that fight. I don't know if he's done enough quite yet to just warrant a title shot immediately. I think he has a skill set to be able to compete, and I think that's a fight I would love to see at that weight, but I don't know. Also, that's a top ranked fighter, and this is a PBC fighter. So
Absolutely.
is that gonna happen? We don't know. Other than that, there's always that monster that's looming out there.
A rematch with Naoya anyway. But I don't think they're. I personally, with all due respect to Stephen Fulton, I don't think they're gonna take that.
He should probably just go any route.
Hey, but like I said, he
now.
does have a lot of other options. He has unifications with Nick Ball. There are other champions. Who are the other champions at 126 pounds?
I can't think of them off the top of that. Nick Ball is for sure one.
He can fight Raymond Ford if he wanted to fight. Well, I mean, I don't know if Raymond Ford moved up to 130 pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So that's not the question.
But yeah, so I mean, he definitely is gonna have to wait. We'll have to wait and see what's coming up next for him. But Shushu is gonna be like the one I know he's gonna be out there talking his shit.
I think Stephen Fulton can go into unification with Nick Ball. That would be sick.
That would be fire. Angelo Leo's got the IBF
Angelo
title.
Leo and Stephen Fulton and Angelo Leo fought for a title too, or fought before. If I'm not mistaken, for a title, for Angelo Leo's title.
Yeah, they did. They fought at 122 back in 2021.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
So he could have another rematch for a title fight again.
He's got a lot of money on the table. You can fight Angelo Leo. You can go for Nick Ball.
And Rafael Espinosa.
With ESPN Top Rank.
He gonna have to cross. Somebody gonna have to cross the street.
Somebody gonna have to be somebody across on the side on the block. Come through the intersection, man. What's popping?
Interesting stuff coming up for him. But that's exciting news for him. You know what I'm saying? I know he was feeling away about being doubted after the Inoue loss.
Absolutely.
And his last fight too. Like, yeah, he won, but he took a lot of damage in that fight.
Did you take him as underdog?
Yeah, I did. Everything on my line hit except I just had Cruz by knockout.
That's why I played a money line, baby, ladies.
I had him by knockout.
Don't be greedy.
Hey, it's called gambling for a reason, and I lost. But nah, so yeah, I did take Fulton, but he's back in the mix, so he's gonna have some big shit coming up in the future for him. Good for him. Good for the Bozy Ennis camp. That's back-to-back weekends now for them having W's. Andy Cruz last weekend and now Cool Boy this weekend. So they back popping, man. But let's get to the main event. David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Now this main event delivered. Was everything
it was,
wanted to
man.
see.
This was a great ass fight too. This was the second best fight of the card.
From round one, it might have been the best fight on the card, bro. Because from round one, they was dropping bombs too, bro. They really was. They wasn't doing no posturing and playing.
I really do want to go back and watch it on TV.
That was a classic fight where it was just will versus will. Well, like you say, man has to fight man, and that was one of them exhibitions.
It was absolutely.
They was both throwing powerful shots. They was both taking powerful shots. They each had to see what type of man the other one was. And it just so happened at the end of it, came out on top was David Benavidez. He outclassed him a little bit. I'll let you get into the details a little bit on what you see.
I mean, there really were no details, man. It's really just David Benavidez does what he does to most of his opponents. He overwhelms them. I mean, I wouldn't say he was overwhelming David Morrell, but he was providing too much for David Morrell. Now, David Morrell would hit him with, select pot shots, select shots, left hands coming in. Right hooks at times, but and he actually even caught Benavidez with a right hook and stunned him. A few times, and actually knocked him down. But in my opinion, Benavidez was just too big, too strong, and was just overwhelming him. And it's just really tough to deal with that pressure, especially a guy who actually has fast hands and can punch and has power, and actually has box. Benavidez actually can box. People don't really realize that. Benavidez has boxing skills. Benavidez has been sparring Gennady Golovkin at 14 years old. Who does that?
I've always respected him for his boxing skills. I personally
people don't realize he has a fast
agree with
jab.
A lot of people coming into this fight.
He has a fast jab, fast hooks. Those with mean intentions. Is mean spirited, and he can take a shot. People don't realize he can take shots.
That's something I wanted to say was both of them need to be acknowledged for their chin because they both took big shots. Either one of them could have went down a number of times in this fight. Benavidez did technically get knocked down. Upon replay, it doesn't really look like a knockdown, but it was counted as one. So that will go against on his record, but he still came out with the win. It doesn't matter, but they both showed chin in this fight. Leading up to the fight, there was a lot of commentators in the boxing community saying that David Morrell was clearly the more skilled fighter, and they was kind of just overlooking Benavidez's skill as a boxer. I didn't necessarily agree with that. I thought that last night it showed that Benavidez is still a better boxer overall than David Morrell. I think Morrell still has some things that he's better than Benavidez at. Footwork, explosiveness, quickness with his head movement and things of that nature. But Benavidez as the full package, as an overall fighter, was able to outclass him and outlast him in a fight of wills going through this. So
absolutely, that's a great point you made. At the end of the day, it became a battle of wills, and sometimes at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to in a boxing ring. It just comes down to which man wants it hard most, which man is willing to go through most, which man is willing to go through pain.
Yeah. And this fight was for the WBC interim light heavyweight title. So the winner of this fight, David Benavidez, is now in line to fight the winner of the rematch of Demetrius Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol in the rematch for all of the belts at 175, which is coming up February 22nd on Riyadh season. So whoever wins that fight, I'm sure Benavidez will be in attendance, invited by Turkey himself, so that fight can be set up, giving Benavidez a shot at all of the titles at 75.
That'll be huge, man, for Benavidez. That'll be huge for Benavidez, for real. That'll be the biggest stage.
It's going to be big time. I mean, this is a shot he's been working for because, for some reason, he just couldn't get a title shot at 168.
Why do you think that is, you Canelo-ites?
There was somebody holding all the belts at 168 that just refused to fight David Benavidez, who now has went up to a weight class higher and is going to get a chance to fight another top pound-for-pound, ranked higher than the Canelo Alvarez on the pound-for-pound list fighter for all of the belts in the division. That's just interesting to me that Canelo is entertaining a fight with somebody coming up 20 plus pounds to fight him, but he won't fight the man who's the top challenger at his division.
And he's been in the division for years.
This is what y'all Canelo-wites don't understand. This is what the Canelo Crusaders don't understand. Y'all want to sit up here and get mad at us for our Canelo and Crawford discussion, but y'all never want to talk about, he's only talking about fighting Crawford because he don't want to fight Benavidez. He want to fight a smaller man who's coming up 20 plus pounds, and he don't want to see the man that's in his division. What's that about?
Or either that, or he may not face. If he doesn't face Crawford, he's gonna face William Skull, which respectfully, he's gonna face somebody who we know he's gonna beat,
who's not at the caliber of a David Benavidez. David Benavidez has proven that he is he deserves to be in the top 10 pound for pound discussion.
Could you imagine a David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez in T-Mobile Arena?
Yeah, and all I could do is imagine it because it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
All I can do is imagine it because it's not going to happen.
That's crazy. How crazy of a fight would that be in Vegas? Oh,
I know you Mexican fans are split down the middle. I know some of y'all are just never going to say nothing against the great Canelo. But I know some of y'all want to see David Benavidez get his opportunity. So talk to your community and rally behind him and make this fight happen.
Please.
Give David Benavidez his opportunity.
This is ridiculous. He's been begging y'all for 5 years now.
Now, really, what's gonna happen if Benavidez goes up to 175? And let's just say, what if Bivol is the winner of this fight? The man who destroyed Canelo Alvarez in their last matchup, and David Benavidez puts on a hell of a show against Dmitry Bivol. Then what y'all gonna say? I would love to see that. When we love to see that, I would love to see that.
That would be crazy. I'm not even gonna cap. That would be crazy.
That's just a what if, because that's asking a lot. Bivol ain't no slouch. Beterbiev ain't no slouch, so it may not go that way.
Neither one of them are slouches at all. But this is actually, providing us new blood things, we just didn't get to see in the, the higher, mid to higher weights because of somebody holding up all, the line, respectfully.
Yeah. And that's
And that's the truth.
Let's talk about it while we're here because they want to think that we don't like Canelo or we don't respect how he fight or whatever. That's fine. The reason that we sometimes will take issue with Canelo is because of this issue right here. If you're going to bogart all of the belts at a division and not give the title shot to the best fighters at the division, then yes, as fans of the sport, we're going to take issue with you. That has nothing to do with your style of fighting, your skill set, your ability to be a champion. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see the up-and-comers who have climbed up the ranks get that opportunity to win titles. And if you don't give it, then we have the right to talk about it. What do y'all have to say about that? That's what I want to know.
I would love to know too. Please.
So, yeah, y'all gonna continue to get this work. Canelo Crusade, Canelo Heights.
¿Por qué?
Y'all gonna continue to get it. Shit.
¿Por qué?
But yeah, man. So that puts a bow on the event from the past weekend. PBC put on a hell of a show. I know PBC has their detractors out there, but they still know how to put on a hell of a show. The card was excellent. The next card they're putting on this year.
That was a successful ass event. It really was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The vibes were strong. The thing is, with all due respect, man, can you imagine a bigger star, like if we went to see a pound for pound fight? You know what I mean?
That would be crazy.
Like somebody like a Canelo or a Crawford or so. You know what I mean? We need to go to one of them fight, like a Gervonta Davis type. We need to go to one of them type of fight nights.
If they put Canelo and Crawford there, them tickets gonna be $1,500 for the nosebleeds. I already can see it now. Shit. Maybe.
The Chamber of Truth got it.
Yeah, we're gonna charge it to the company.
LLC. Tax.
But yeah, so with that being said, I think the next PBC show is the Tank card in New York, which that one is
sliding to that too. But I don't know.
That one is shaping up to be a hell of a card. Shit, yeah. Well, I mean, you just won on your
parlay. You know what I'm saying? We do.
You and Sully just won.
And
I would have hit.
I'm not gonna lie. Y'all down? We could go to Brooklyn.
I ain't never been to New York. I kind of want to go.
I've never been to New York too. We'll keep it tuned. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna slide, because you know what I'm saying, some people ain't really about that kind of life.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We might make something happen. Before we get out here, is there any more topics you want to talk about before we close it out?
Nothing, man.
Yeah.
No other topics. Just a very successful event by PBC. I thoroughly enjoyed the event. I would like to see another event in Vegas, but also in other cities. But it would be. I kind of want to see a pound for pound. Don't get me wrong. I love the Benavidez fight. I love the Mexican fans being there. I loved it. But I want to see a pound for pound star and experience that kind of a fight week where it's just buzzing, and everything's just buzzing.
Yeah, we need to see a unification bout or
something huge. You know what I mean? Something where it's,
It's only February, so we still got a lot to come this year.
Absolutely, we got all year.
Yeah, we're gonna get back out there and see something, but for sure, that's all we got for y'all today. Get back with us next time inside the Chamber of Truth.